mean, for me, it was, seeing the guys' faces. And, a lot of guys played in that league for so long and barely made it past the first round. But for me, it's, baseball's baseball. It's always been competitive for me. And like you said, '07 was awesome. You got a bunch of guys pretty much together for almost the whole year, traveling, being away from your families, late night flights. I mean, you name it, it's not easy. But here, it's a long season. We play once a week on Mondays. This year, the season went a little bit longer, but for the most part, it's still the same grind. I mean, you still got to go in there, have the motivation, and play and have fun, right? So, I grew up with a lot of these guys, and being retired and the way they've accepted me, and not, oh, hot shot Manny Delcarmen or whatever. They give me, stuff sometimes, but it's just amazing being able to play with friends, the game that I love, and just seeing their faces when we won, and popping champagne was awesome. And like I said, when you grind it out, doesn't matter what level it is, it's always fun for me. And and I love pitching, so being able to close it out and help the team win was a plus. But seeing the faces was a lot bigger for me.
Kind of looking back at your time in the league, what why do you think you've been so successful? Has it been a specific pitch? Has it been certain coaches? A combination of both, or is it something else that maybe people watching don't know about?
For me, I think it's just my competitive edge. My wife she always jokes around and says that I'm playing more baseball now than I did when I was playing professional. Because Blue Sox was like 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week, and then you had Mondays with this league. So it was. But for me, I'm just competitive. I attack everybody the same way. I just don't go out there and just think because I made it to the big leagues that I'm going to go out there and strike everybody out. Like I said, I just like to put myself in a good position, try to stay in a little bit of shape, and just try to do whatever I can do to help the team win. To be honest, and I think it's just my competitiveness allows me to go out there and compete whenever I get the ball, and even as a hitter, I'm here in my facility, like working on my swing at the age of 40, just getting ready for next year. So it's just competitiveness and the little kid in me that just won't let it go. Well, with Scott, our coach or the commissioner, was joked around all season that I don't throw more than one inning because I'm old. But when you get to the finals, you get to the playoffs. You want to come in and get the job done. So for me, I knew like Yulki had pitched for a different team on Sunday, so he was on a short leash just to come out of the pen and throw one inning. Jose Aquino did a great job throwing 4 innings, which was huge. And then we talked about it, and I don't think he wanted to go through the lineup again. And I think their heart of the lineup was coming up in the sixth. So he goes, "Manny, you got the ball," and I'm like, "Oh man, I got to throw 2 innings." But for me, I literally, I always get nervous warming up. I don't show it, but it doesn't matter what level. I get on the mound and I throw that first warm up pitch, and I'm fine. And for me, I attack the hitters the same way. I go fastballs down and away until I see something otherwise, and then I'll try to change it up. But for the most part, I threw a lot of fastballs and just try to locate my spots and trust my defense behind me. Well, for me, growing up, I was a starter, obviously in high school. Starter when I first got drafted. I ended up having Tommy John surgery early in my career and came back throwing harder. So, the Red Sox made the decision in 2005 to make me a reliever. Um, but when I was a starter, I mean, my dad made me sit down and watch Pedro Martinez like every time he pitched. Like, look at the way he attacks hitters. Look at his changeup. He he was my idol growing up as a pitcher. So, and then when I got to the big leagues as a reliever, the Red Sox had Mike Timlin in the bullpen, where he was there forever. He was part of the '04 team. He pitched like almost 20 years, and he really, really took me under his wing and really got me that reliever mentality where. When I first got up there, I felt like I had to throw long toss a lot and get loose, and he really showed me like, Manny, when that phone rings and they say, Manny, get up, you got to be ready in 8 pitches, because if you can't get ready, then I wouldn't be one of those quick relievers that they need late in the game. So little by little, he started teaching me the tricks and the trades of coming out of the bullpen, really focus in because we used to have the bullpen band back in the day, and we'll mess around for the first 4 innings, but after that fifth inning, everybody has it locked in, and so all that credits to Mike Timlin. He definitely took me under his wing and really helped me become an effective reliever. There was times that we didn't look great for the first 3 innings. We're out front on everything. Um, but since the beginning of the season and the games that I was able to make this year, I mean, once we got a guy on base, it was like give it to the next guy, then give it to the next guy, and then we had a few innings where we just opened it up, and it was like that for most of the season. And like Yuki being the MVP of the season, like I said, he pitched really well for us. And I felt like it was everybody. It wasn't always like one guy would go 4 for 4 and change the game. Everybody contributed. It was like a hit there, a hit here, a big walk, a big first to third. We're super smart on the base paths like most of the time, but it really took a few innings just to get the timing down, and then we would just have that one inning where we erupt and score like 7 or 8 runs. And in the playoffs, obviously everything is magnified a little bit more. I think they were missing their key pitcher, which threw against us the last game with work, and I think he had something personal going on. But I think it was just giving the ball or getting a base hit by the next guy, and we picked each other up. It didn't matter if we were down. Some guys get upset, but we were there for each other, and that's what you need to win. Oh yeah, I mean, I knew they were second in the league, and I can tell by their swings, not only off of me. I mean, even a few guys they followed some pitches off of me. I think I faced them last year, and the same thing. But they definitely have a great hitting team. But like I said, I always think that great pitching always beats a good hitting team if you locate the ball well and you trust your defense. And for the most part, I mean, Aquino started that last game against the Rockies' best pitcher. I mean, I think he punched out the side in the first inning, punched out the side in the second. If I can't remember, but Aquino did a really good job keeping him off balance, throwing that sinker inside and just moving the ball around. I mean, it's hard to get outs when you're walking guys and you got a good hitting team like they do. But we did a really good job just keeping the ball on the ground. Except I think one guy hit a double and they scored 2 runs. But other than that, he minimized that inning because it could have gone a lot worse. But he gave up the hit. He got upset, but he quieted down a little bit and got the next 2 guys out, and that was huge for us because he was able to go back out and not throw many pitches after that. Well, to me, it always starts, bringing the same guys back. So hopefully everybody's committed to come back, because obviously when you win once, you want to defend the title and then defend the title. So like the luxury with the Blue Sox, I have 4 rings in a row with them, and then we ended up losing this year in the championship, which is, it's always great to win. So, but winning this year, you bring the same guys back, same mentality, having fun picking each other up, and I don't see why we can't go back to back.
All right, boys, I think you all been waiting for this. Congratulations on your Hey, 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 hey.